Welcome back, ladies and gents. Today I'm going to speak about 5 things that I wish I knew when I started running. So the first thing I'd like to speak about is that there is no quick fix in running. You have to endure the long runs, you need to endure the fast sessions, and just ultimately enjoy the progress. There is no secret pill or special session that's going to get you to where you want to get. It's all a long game, and it's all about just enjoying the process in order to get where you're going. For me, this is a very important point, because when I first started running, I'd expect results quickly, and when they wouldn't come, I'd tell myself that I wasn't working hard enough. However, in hindsight, looking at the bigger picture, you can't expect the results to come instantaneously. You have to be prepared to wait and to put in the work that you need to put in order to get where you need to get. And once you understand this point, you're able to continue on the same path with confidence, knowing that everything you do is having an impact on what you're trying to achieve. It's just not right there in your face when you want it, but it will come. Number 2, recovery. Recovery is where the magic happens. Now, this to me is really up there on some of the most important things. And I got this wrong for so long before I started to realise how important it was. And I don't just mean recovery as in what you're eating, if you're stretching after, just the simplest things like focusing on good quality sleep. I've spoken to an Olympian before, I've spoken to some other good runners that have told me that if you're not getting your 8 hours a night, then there's no point in even trying. That's how detrimental it can be to not get that quality sleep. Sleep, REM sleep, good high quality sleep, is where that physical adaptation happens. It's where your body recovers, mends itself stronger in order for you to go into the next runs and future runs that fitter and better version of yourself. Now, ways I like to help improve my sleep are just having an off period in the evening. Set a time every night where you start unwinding, you dim the lighting, you reduce the noise, try to stay off the phones. What I like to do is I like to read a book in the evening, because this will take my attention away from my phone, which is obviously a huge part of everyone's lives nowadays. So if you're able to just not look at a screen before bed, the hour before bed, the golden hour, if you like to call it that, then it will really help you sleep and also help keep that routine. So I like to go to bed at 10 o'clock and wake up at 6. That gives me them 8 hours. If I fall past at 6 o'clock in the morning, let's say I can wake up at 7, then that's brilliant. Depending on what sessions I've done, if I've had a high intensity week or a high volume week, I might want a little bit more sleep in order just to get that extra REM sleep. Honestly, if you do this, you will notice a difference, not just in your physical ability, but also in just your day-to-day confidence, in your ability to just think without brain fog. See, I've got it now. Clearly I haven't got my sleep. Yeah, you're able to just function a lot better. No brain fog. You're able to go about your day a lot more confident, be able to tackle situations, stressful situations, a lot better. And on recovery, I think the misconception is that if you take a day off, you're cheating yourself, you're being lazy. And this is something I used to punish myself all the time with. I'd think if I'm taking a day off, there's that subconscious thought in my head that I'm doing it because I'm being lazy. But in truth, your body needs that day off every now and then in order for your body to properly recover, to go back into them hard days, them hard runs, them long runs. It's very important that you do program in that day off just to allow your body to recover properly. And also, as a way of continue to enjoy the running. I think when you do something so frequently, eventually you would just get burnt out, you'd be tired of it, you get a little bit sick of the process, but just allowing yourself that day off will bring you back in and you can come back refreshed. Think of it a bit like a long car drive. You know, if you're driving for 6 hours, just having that break in between at the 3-hour mark enables you just to reset the brain, and then when you come back into it, it's like a whole new drive. Point number 3. This next point is a huge one for me, and I'm sure my coach would agree that I've not been great with this one in the past. However, I've gotten a lot better. Point number 3 is that not every session needs to be hard. It's so important to have them easier days where it's just based on zone 2 runs, aerobic capacity, building a good solid base and just accumulating the mileage that you need in order to have that good foundation. And also it carries very well into your harder sessions. You give your body the rest on the easier runs. We like to call it active recovery because you're still being active, you're still burning the calories. However, your body isn't to a point where it's stretched. It just allows you to come into them fast runs fast. They say run slow to run fast. On the easy runs, run them easy. On the hard runs, run them hard. I actually suffered from this because I went through sort of a 4 to 6 month period where I was just hammering every session, even the easy runs, because I felt alright. I was going into them easy sessions, my legs weren't feeling too tired. I thought, if I'm not tired, then I can work hard here. And if I don't work hard, then I'm doing something wrong. I'm just taking it easy. I'm being lazy with my sessions. But this is definitely an oversight on my part, because what I was actually doing was knackering myself out, and then by the time I go into them faster sessions, I'm already tired and I'm not hitting the training zone that I'm looking to hit. So obviously you've got your 5 training zones. Them zone 2 runs need to be zone 2 in order for the faster sessions to be zone 4, zone 5, my threshold runs, my tempo runs, my VO2 max runs. It's important to have that distinction of what you're trying to achieve with each session in order for you to progress forward. And if you don't have that distinction, everything becomes a blur. You don't know when you're supposed to be working hard or when you're supposed to be working easy, and you progress. Your optimal progress will take a dive. Point number 4, diet, nutrition and hydration. For me, this is another important point. Something that I've not been too bad in the past. Ultimately, I think a lot of the time I've understood the fact that my body needs the nutrients to be able to work hard. However, I have had a few occasions where perhaps I haven't fueled right, or I've fueled with the wrong things, and I've paid the price when racing. With hydration as well, this is something I'm quite bad at. Just making sure that you're getting enough water, enough liquid in order to perform at your best. If you're dehydrated or even slightly dehydrated, your running performance will definitely take a hit. And the way you have to think about it is water is the transportation method for nutrients to get to your muscles in order for you to recover. So without the water, them nutrients sit almost dormant. Although your body will still have some water, and you get some of the nutrients, without being fully hydrated, you're not optimising that recovery, and that's obviously what we're looking for if we want to perform at our best. My final point on nutrition is that as long as you're getting a good amount of micronutrients, a good amount of protein, a good amount of carbs in your diet, it doesn't matter. As long as you're getting it from good quality foods, not processed foods, that's what's going to have the best effect on your body. You know what you're getting then, and you know it's going to have a good impact on your body. You're not going to get all them extra additives that are going to upset your body when you're trying to run. So yeah, just make sure you're getting good quality foods in. Diet is a huge bag, and there's so many different things that you can talk about when it comes to diet. But if you're focusing on getting that protein, getting the micronutrients, good hydration, and then just, if you're going to snack, just snack on something that's not processed. If it's snacking on anything, I'd recommend fruit, and you can't go far wrong. My final point, and arguably one of the more important points as well, I've sort of done it in no chronological order. My final point is enjoyment is sustainable. And what I mean by that is, in order for you to progress in anything, you have to enjoy doing it. And as soon as you lose that enjoyment, it'll become more of a chore than it is something that you want to achieve. Now, how you continue to enjoy it obviously is person specific. For me, I quite enjoy the pursuit. I like things that are quite intense, when it's quite hard. That to me is a bit of a challenge, and I quite like that. However, sometimes I do get to a point where if I've had a stressful week, it can be a bit draining, and that's when, you know, the motivation starts to slip once I start feeling like I'm out of touch with it. And if you don't allow yourself rest when you do start to hit that sort of plateau in motivation, then ultimately it's just going to end with you not enjoying it and not wanting to do it anymore. So on this point, my advice would be to, when you do get that, is just take a step back, think about why you started, you know, watch something motivational. And I know that's a bit cliche, but for me it's always worked, just watching some sort of motivational video, or watching, you know, runners that have managed to overcome that boundary, and then I just feel refueled to come back at it again. Even if it's not that day, it might be the next day back in. Better to lose that one day of training and still have the same fuel, the same fire that you had previously, than to power through that one day and just continue on that downward spiral. Lovely, and that is it. That's my 5 things I wish I knew when I started running. I hope that's helpful. I know I waffle a lot. I probably waffled through a few points, but if you can take something away from that, that's brilliant. If you've got any constructive feedback, I'd be happy to hear it. If there's anything else you'd like to see, just let me know, and I'll do what I can to adapt it, or maybe just make more sense of maybe a point that I've brushed over. I'm quite enjoying just making these videos. So firstly, I'd like to say thank you very much for all the support on my sort of introduction video, and I'll continue to make these videos providing everyone enjoys watching them. Thank you very much. That's me.